Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. Yeah, what was on my mind yesterday and didn't do a video about it, but thought I should do now because it's getting to a point it's on my mind a lot now, is again talking about if I do ever get married in the future, which I'm not sure if I'm going to, but if I do, then her character is the key completely. And the reason why I say I'm not sure if I'm going to get married in the future is because I've never met a woman like that yet. Well, Mrs. B was like that for about 2 minutes, but after that, no, she wasn't like that at all. But the first time I met her, she was like that completely. But then after that, yeah, that person was gone. So, yeah. Well, basically, yeah. She has to be. She has to be an example of love. She has to be like you see on various programs. You've got women who don't just go with the flow, don't put up with the BS. And a lot of people love them because they've got that fight in their character. That is beautiful. And it's rare. It's very, 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 very rare. Add to that someone who's going to love because God loves. So someone who's going to love you, not based upon who you are to them, not based upon whether you're nice to them or nice to their friends, or you're a churchy person, or you do the right thing. Yeah. It's about loving you because God loves you. That's it. Yeah, that's who she needs to be. Have I met her? No. No, I don't think so in any way, shape or form. No. And so, yeah. I don't need God to tell me that this is the woman you're going to marry. I think when I meet her and I see her with that character, I'm going to know. But this is why Mrs. B was the one that I thought was the one, because not only... Yeah, as I said before, I'd say probably at least 95% certain that she's the one I wrote about all those years ago. Yeah. Well, Nature was in it from Wales, so yeah, you've got to say that there's a big, strong possibility it was her. Yeah, and she came and stood next to me at a time when I was at my weakest. And she showed something in her character that I'd never seen in a Christian woman. Any Christian woman in a church I've been in. But as I say, she only showed it for that tiny amount of time. After that, she reverted back to churchy. Yeah, you've done something I don't like, so I don't like you anymore. I'm not going to speak to you anymore. I'm going to, be cold towards you now. Okay. Yeah, you weren't the person I thought you were, clearly. Right, there you go. Is what it is. So, yeah. So, did I get a glimpse of... Well, basically, what I saw in that woman, just for that brief moment, is the beginnings of what my wife is going to be, her character. Not the end of what her character is going to be. As in, that would be the baby version of her character. Yeah, the whole point of being willing to lay hands upon people, not being offended by a challenge to something that's going on in church, but being willing to just go with God on it. Yeah, but ramp it up to a higher level, and that's who my wife will need to be. Because anyone less than that, I'm not interested at all. I mean, come on, again, I've been alone in an absolutely horrendous time for me. Really, really awful time where I considered for an hour or two to actually end my life. It was that bad, and I was alone during that. So, do I need a wife just for someone to be around so I'm not alone? No, because I've gone through the worst alone. All the time. When my family was taken, I was alone. Yeah, I occasionally had a walk with Stuart at that time. Yeah, occasionally. A couple of times a week, I think, we had a walk at that time. Which was better than nothing, but yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, and I went to LL and got the minimum level of support that they get. As I say, up there, it was really the fact that they had that thing on the wall about trusting the, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and love your neighbour as yourself. That was up on the screen. Just while people were having tea and coffee, were having a break, they put that up on the screen. Had that not been up on the screen, I wouldn't have got anything from that at all. I would have got absolutely nothing from it. That was the thing that really spoke to me. Because, as I say, the level of support they do, it's very churchy and it's very blocked. As in, yeah, they've got a certain understanding. That understanding has to fit all. And that isn't God in any way, shape or form. Put it this way, NL is useful. It can be useful to people. Because anyone who comes under and fits the way they do things is going to be blessed by it. But anyone who isn't won't be. Yeah. You can be blessed by the fact you're talking with someone and you're able to actually get things out, and even the fact the area is a very peaceful area. You can walk around that when you're not doing your counselling bits. So that can be good. Yeah, all of that can be helpful, but you can go to any area and get that. Any area that's peaceful, you can just drive, certainly around this area of Scotland, you can just drive, half an hour somewhere. You can find a place that's absolutely beautiful and peaceful. Yeah. But so, yeah, generally speaking, yeah. I've been alone during the most horrendous times of my life. I've had to deal with it with God. Yeah, find a way to deal with it with God during those times. So, do I need a wife to help me in that way? No, not in any way, shape or form. Yeah, would it be a blessing to have that woman who is right for me? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be incredible. That'd be beautiful. To share the walk with somebody would be lovely. But I don't need that. I want it, but I don't need it. And so, if I don't get it, I wanted my dogs back. Did they come back? No. Yeah, I'm still here. I survived that. Yeah. And they matter a damn sight more to me than a wife for the future, because they already are my family. So they're not coming back. Me not having them in the future is potentially far worse a situation to have to deal with than not having a wife. Not having someone that you've never had is not going to hurt, is it, really? So yeah. Yeah, we have to raise the bar, and certainly if you're single and you're looking for someone, raise the bar. Don't just go for someone who is available. Don't do it according to church. And don't do the wedding ceremony or that not according to church. According to the world. Do everything according to God. Because if you want him in it, then do everything according to his will and his way. Because what's the point in entering into something like that if it ain't going to work? And you need to shut the devil out. So don't do things according to the world. Because the problem is, most of the things about marriage is according to the world. But of course, because the marriage ceremony happens in church, a lot of people are deluded as into thinking that this is God's will because it happens in church. That this is a church thing rather than a world thing. It's a world thing. That's why you sign the piece of paper. It's a legal thing. The reason why you have the best man and the bride is because you need 2 witnesses. That's why in law, when you just go for a registry office, you still need the witnesses. That's the whole point of those people. They're witnesses. They sign to say they witness the union of these 2 people. It's a legal thing. It's nothing to do with spirituality. Because if you do things according to the understanding of church, where you don't have sex with the person until you're married, then you're not married until you actually have sex anyway. And that's been the point for history. Because any marriage where people did not actually have sex, that marriage was counted as annulled, wasn't it? Because they never joined. The marriage was never consummated. That's the thing that counts as married, as being joined, the consummation of the union. All the rest is just about bringing money in to the church and to the shops that do the wedding gowns and do the cakes and do the decorations and do the flowers and do all this. It's about money. It's an industry. So I won't be supporting any of that. If I get married, it's going to be God's way, and all that crap. No, sorry. Now, I'm really sorry to the parents of this gorgeous woman, but father-in-law, you won't be walking her down the thingy, down the aisle. It won't be happening. There won't be an aisle that she's walking down. You won't be giving her away. She's not yours to give away. She's God's. If she belongs to God, that means she can't belong to the Father, so he can't give her away because she doesn't belong to him, does she? Yeah. Everything about the ceremony is complete BS. It really is. It's of the world. It's not of God. Say, if you have it from a godly understanding, if my wife is someone who has given life to God, then she belongs to God. She does not belong to her parents. She does not even belong to herself. God can give her to me, no one else can. Now, anyone who wants to play the game of doing things according to the world, you invite the devil in. But of course you do. You're doing things according to his kingdom. The world is his kingdom. He is the God of this world. You do things according to his kingdom. You're inviting him in. So stop doing that. Anyway, there you go. I'm going to leave you to it. I could go on for hours, but I'm not going to do that because I don't think you should listen for hours. So there you go. I've said all that needs to be said. But so character and God's will, God's ways. That's the thing. It is. That's when it comes down to it. And if you're a woman, you should be looking at the character of your man. And seek God as to what his character needs to be for you. But don't settle for less. There's never a point in any way, shape or form where we ever have to settle. If you settle, you're going to be far more miserable with that person than you ever would be alone. So I am not going to settle in any way, shape or form. There you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a fantastic week, etc., etc., etc. Enjoy. Be blessed and be a blessing. Bye-bye.